Season 2, Episode 32. Hey, good day, humans on Earth. This is Topher Gray along with
Iowa Rockwell.
And this is the Stupid Box Podcast, where we talk about thinking outside the box of the box you are thinking outside of. I'll let you think about it. How do we start this?
Man, how do we start this? Welcome. Cheers.
Hello.
Cheers across the board, right?
I don't have anything, but
cheers,
yeah.
That's the most awkward start ever. I put my glass and no one cheers me, so that's how we're starting it. There we go.
Yeah, my dog licked my cup, so it's in quarantine right now. It's in quarantine. But shout out to the listeners, man.
One time.
Today we have a very, very special guest.
Very special.
Very special guest. I don't know how should we introduce her, but I do. For the audience, she is my wife. Shout out.
One time. I think she holds a couple titles, so you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. She is a new mommy.
Wow.
Yeah. And did I mention she is my wife?
Yeah, that deserves 2 times.
And also, Candidly Elise. Mm-hmm. She's in here. Welcome.
Candidly Elise.
Candidly Elise.
Thank you. I've been gone for a year, so this is a good way to make my way back.
Yeah, I told her. I said, "Hey, you want to start doing YouTube again?
Yeah.
Instead of making like this sappy ass video of explaining I've been gone, just do it on the pod, and then that way your first video you could just dive right back into it.
It's an organic way to get it going, right?
Right back in.
Yeah. So
it's been a long break. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, there's so much to say. That video is gonna be like 2 hours long.
How long were you? How long did you stop doing videos for? How long has it been?
Last time I checked on YouTube, it says 1 year was the last video that I uploaded.
The last one you posted?
Yeah.
A lot has changed for you in a year.
A lot has changed.
Looking at your face, you're like, a lot. Replaying it all in my head right now, a lot.
So when I went back, I was scrolling through all the videos, and there's a lot of good there's a lot of good content
that you posted.
And it's almost like I started to think, why did I stop?
So what kind of content is it?
So there's a lot of beauty, lifestyle, travel, which now I feel like has changed a little bit.
You just gotta pack a little heavier.
You
know what I'm saying? You can't stop traveling.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I feel like
you can't name a baby space and stop traveling. Like that's not happening.
And one of my girlfriends recently told me, people might not like this though.
People like what they like. Everything's not for everybody.
She said one child is a accessory and 2 is a lifestyle.
There you go.
That's truth right there.
Huh?
That's truth right there.
Now, for anybody listening, especially your audience that will probably be listening to this, why have you been gone?
So, I want to take it back to like a year ago. My editor, he dropped champagne on his laptop.
Oh, it's funny, man. The same thing happened to my producer. Used to make some dope beats, man.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I have no clue.
Nice laptop, by the way, man. Nice laptop, by the way.
Yeah, I have no idea. So that is one of the reasons. Can we go on to the next one? I don't want to. I'm not trying to relive this shit.
Right. He's like, this
sorry.
is like
scarred.
But I gotta keep it real. And then shortly after that happened, So that's my husband, who's my editor. And
to clarify some things real quick.
Only a few will understand.
All right.
Shortly after that, where we currently live, there was a fire in the building, so we were displaced for a little bit.
Setbacks.
Yeah, that was
There
crazy.
were a lot of setbacks.
I remember that. That was a crazy time.
Yeah.
Coming away.
I remember, I was getting ready, and then my mom actually lives in the same condominium complex as my husband and I. I didn't go very far. And so she was going to drop me off at a friend's birthday so that when I drank, I didn't have to drive back
Isn't
home.
that sweet? Isn't that
And I
sweet?
could
A mother
shout out
being
to
a
the
mother,
moms.
man. No matter how old you are,
They
moms
still
are a
look out
mom,
for
man.
you.
No matter when.
So she was supposed to come to my door at about like 10:30, 10:45. And at 10:15, I want to say, I was getting ready and I hear like commotion in the hallway and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And when I open the door, my mom is standing in thick black smoke and all I could read was her lips and her telling me, grab the dog. And I was like, what in the
That's
world is
crazy.
going on?
That's crazy.
So I grab the dog and I'm like, oh, great, there's a fire. The fire department's going to come. We're going to be back in no time.
Right.
It's probably a little mishap with someone forgetting something on the stove. And then it was almost 7 hours standing outside in the beginning of October. And then we were displaced for a good month because there was so much damage that happened in
They had
this
to do a lot.
building.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of setbacks, and then last year in general was just funky. Like our dog got sick, we had a fire, like there was just a lot of things, a lot of life things that
Life
were
took
like
over the year.
Yeah.
That happens, man.
And then
then I got knocked up in February.
That's what happens when you spill champagne on your MacBook.
We were bored.
What are we gonna do now?
yeah,
You can't make YouTube videos. I can't produce beats.
yeah. So let's have a baby.
So yeah, I guess I don't know. Can I call you Chris on here, or do you go by? Do I need to call you Topher, babe? So last year in December, I went to a normal doctor's appointment, a yearly doctor's appointment. She's like, "Are you guys thinking about having kids?" And I'm like, "What? No." And so I was like, "No, we have not discussed that." And then I kind of briefly brought it up to Chris, and he was like, "Yeah, maybe we should start thinking about that." And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe we should." And then in February one morning, it was
That sounds
Super
exactly
Bowl.
like the conversation.
It was
real easy.
yeah.
it was
Should
very
we? Yeah,
yeah.
like-
Why not? Like
That sounds like a Seinfeld episode.
I'm about to say, is that Cashmere?
Should you have a baby? Yeah. What do you think?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very nonchalant, very easy peasy.
think we're gonna go
Oh, we
with the
should
turkey.
think about it.
The conversation did not go like that, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are wondering, it did not go anything like that. It was a long stretch before we got to that.
To that
It wasn't like,
conversation.
should we have a kid today? No, it was more, when is the right time?
But there's never a right time.
That's a very true statement, right?
I don't know.
Something, yeah. You could try to plan for the best time,
Yeah.
but if something happens right after that, then it's not the right time anymore. So,
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just gotta do it.
So so it was Super Bowl Sunday, and the night before that, Chris and I went out with our really good friends, Chris's best friend. We went to go celebrate Chris's birthday, and I drank a ton of champagne. And when we got home, I told him I felt really sick, almost like a flu.
Okay.
Like I was like, I'm getting the flu. And he's like, yeah, to go lay down. And then the next morning, I still felt like I was
Super
getting
Bowl
the flu.
Sunday, like
Wait,
Super
it was
Bowl
wasn't
Sunday.
it Omar's wedding?
Omar's wedding is when...
Shout outs to Omar. I'm like, I don't remember. Like, it was Omar's wedding.
Omar's wedding was the
Yeah.
conceiving day.
the
Yeah.
night.
So
Weddings,
Omar
man.
We
gets
had-
us in a lot of trouble.
yeah, shout outs to Omar, man. Hey. Yeah, and
So Super Bowl Sunday, I wake up. I text Chris in the morning. He was working. And I said, I don't know, I think I'm going to take a test. And he's like, really? We just started having fun, is what he told me. So I get home. I'm by myself. I get home from Target, not to mention I go through the Target drive-thru because I'm 36 years old.
Back
and
to this Target shit, right?
Too ashamed.
She gave me the Target look like.
He already knows, man. Y'all both Target zombies.
Too ashamed to walk in and buy a test at 36 years old. So I had this young guy bring it out in the Target drive-thru, and he says, he opens up the bag. He goes, "Is this the item you need?" And I look him dead in the face, and I was like, "Yep." And he goes, "Take care. Have a great day." And I was like, "Oh, crap."
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know yet.
So I get home, and I take this test, and that's exactly how it felt. Time was ticking, and I don't know, out of all tests, I didn't buy the one that just plus and minus.
You bought something that, like...
I bought the digital one that takes a really long time. It's got these indicators at the bottom that, like, flicker.
Okay.
And then it goes on to the next one, then the next one, and there's, like, four...
You gotta follow, like, a light
four
pattern?
of them. It's like a pattern.
Oh, shit. Simon says
So
you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
So I end up leaving it on the counter in the washroom, and then I walk to the kitchen, make a pot of coffee, come back to it, flip it over, and it says pregnant. And my first words that came out of my mouth were, "Oh fuck no."
Oh man. Yeah, you weren't ready for it.
I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready for it.
I didn't think it would happen that fast.
You're like, whoa, wait, what just happened?
So when she said not being ready, you were speaking on your half. Because I was ready.
You were ready?
Yeah. Like when I seen it, I'm like...
You know what I'm saying? You've been putting up shots in the gym.
Yeah, I'm like...
Ready for the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I texted him, his first response was, "That was fast." What?
Wow.
Oh,
I don't remember a lot.
He said, I remember a lot. This last year was a blur for you,
It's a blur.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot. But
you come full circle and the baby's here.
Yeah.
She's healthy and she's beautiful.
She's great.
She's here. So what made you say, you know what, I want to start this again? Why now?
I
know you always tell me behind closed doors, like, I want to start it, but I don't know. In my head, I'm like, I don't know if she's ready. What made you ready?
I think right now there's a different audience that I'm going to be able to
interact with
and reach out to, and
you're part of a different community now.
I'm part of a mom life now.
Yeah, you've
That's my
extended your
favorite
network.
hashtag. I'm like, mom life.
Yeah,
or like if I don't respond to someone right away that texted me, I'm like, sorry, mom life.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different ball game now, and I still want to keep up with the beauty industry. Like, I've had a few people tell me, like, how are you so put together right now? And I'm like, just because you have a baby doesn't mean that you fall apart. Or you got to stop taking care of yourself.
Right, you can still do both.
Yeah, you can still do both.
Still have to cater to yourself as well.
Thank you. And also, you know, I feel like in a way you can't lose yourself. Because before a child, there was you.
Right. And and you'll be there after the child too.
And then
you'll change a little bit, but you still have to...
You get to introduce the child to that. Which is not a bad thing. The arts, the world and what mommy does. You just don't want to paint the picture of I'm just mommy.
You don't want to just
mommy
look at
does things too.
Yeah, does a lot.
Yeah, I'm not just a mom, you know. And I think before getting pregnant, and that's why when the doctor asked me last December, like, have you thought about family planning? And I'm like, no, because I had a lot of fear of becoming a mom, fear of, losing myself.
You kind of would just fall, where like the fear of falling stagnant, of just becoming a mom,
just being a mom,
and you like, I like who I am, I like what I do, I like what I like I don't want to lose any of these things,
right? And so when Chris and I started to downgrade here in our condo a little bit, I felt like almost an emptiness
when you guys started rearranging.
When he started to
move
move my things, I was like, kind of having a little bit of low key having a hard time with it because I was like, "Ooh, I'm losing myself right now."
And I was having a good time.
And Chris was like, "Hell
this
yeah,
is out of here."
This too? I can take this too.
Gone. Oh, that's the best. Throwing shit out in the garbage, man. I enjoy it, man. I'm like, get rid of this, get rid of that.
That's funny.
I enjoy it.
you liked it."
Yeah, I loved it. Don't say like.
It low key killed me though.
Right.
I was like, I'm losing myself.
So what do you want your audience to know?
Well, first and foremost, I want them to know I had the worst pregnancy. 9 months of pure sickness.
Whoa.
Shout out to my husband for being the real trooper.
There you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your baby came out with like a full head of hair. You know what I'm saying?
Like a full-on
Like,
pixie
I'm
cut. Like she went to the salon.
Yeah, no, I'm speaking from a very jealous position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
your baby came out with more hair than I've had in the last 10 years total.
She has a lot of hair. Shout out to baby Addison Space. Besides you having a bad pregnancy, you got to tell them what you're coming back and what are they going to get themselves into now. It's not going to be the same old same.
No,
how are you switching it up?
I feel like we're going to thrive with this channel.
Here goes a question. Now you're entering our world.
Ooh.
How are you going to change the world? That's what it comes down to.
It's me and this baby that are going to change this world.
Yeah, but you're into YouTube. You're into YouTube. How are you going to make things pop?
I don't want to be part of that same, like, look at me, like, here I am doing mom things.
So you want to help more.
Like, I want to, like, spread awareness, too. Like,
okay.
So many people came to me while I was pregnant and were like, oh, my God, you know what happened to me? The epidural wore off. And I was like, oh, my goodness. Like, I went into labor thinking this is going to be the worst day of my life.
So you don't want to...
And it wasn't.
No, it was good. So you don't want to sit there because, I do a lot of the editing. So I see what really goes on.
You see the whole chunk of it.
And I always have like input, but I'm like, this is not my world. So I'll let her do what she does. But you don't want to sit there and say, oh, this is good for your, this is good. You instead of showing them what you got to tell them what these things do. Right?
Right.
Because we did a lot of hauls to where you're showing people stuff, but now I think it's time for you to start like saying,
testing it out.
Yeah, and not even testing it, product, life.
Sure.
Yeah, because this is just.
So are you going to try to show how to maintain the lifestyle or maintain your own self while having a baby and doing that dual split? You know what I'm saying? Of like you could do both, I do both.
Right.
You know
and for you not to be scared of doing both, because I was so scared for so many years to bring a baby into the world. And I'm eating my words right now because I told everyone while I was pregnant, I'm one and done. This is it. No more. Now I look at her and I'm like, ugh. If I wasn't this old.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is that because obviously it was a makeup block. Are you moving straight makeup to lifestyle? Channel. So it's not going to be lifestyle? It's
lifestyle, makeup, mom life, travel.
So that
how to travel
opening it up.
It's just opening it up to
that would be interesting. Like a channel, a page that encompasses everything, but would have like tips on how to travel with a baby. It's international. Like we're gonna travel, we're gonna document our travel. So we're gonna show you
what to pack.
We're gonna show you with us in the airport with the baby. We're gonna show you how to do these things or little secrets and tips here. That would be good.
And I also feel like there's so many things too that like I wasn't told right after, postpartum that I want to share with other people. There are things that I was told to buy that I feel like I could have done without.
I'm sure. So
you want to give these gems shout outs to the gem givers.
You already know.
Shout outs to the gem givers.
You gotta drop a diamond on them once in a while,
I think that's
man.
my whole thing. I'm like, look, if I'm gonna help you do this again, it has to be a little different.
And you can't be drinking champagne over your laptop.
No, I stopped that.
He said
I
stop.
stopped that. Everything's elevated
I
now.
was thinking got it
Look
elevated
at how high that is. That's like everything's elevated. I made it a thing to say I'm getting this. I
believe it, bro.
Yeah, even when we pod, like the whole water was making me paranoid back there, and I'm like,
we had the water on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Most of the time,
yeah. I'm like, it
was a real situation.
It needs to be up, man. Yeah,
but I did miss it. I have missed the YouTube world. I have missed the interacting with other people, the showing of the fashion.
I was going to ask
as
that.
well.
Did you interact a lot with your viewers, your audience? Did you have feedback? And
it's pretty interesting because I went recently to the channel and I haven't lost many people, which made me really happy.
Consistent subscribers, which is good.
I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm like millions in, you know what I mean? Because I've learned from it where I feel like I learned from what I could have done differently.
Okay.
Yeah, but just to me, reaching out to one person is like...
I agree. I mean, if you have one person who are like, I didn't know that actually helped me. Mm-hmm. And if it's one person that you didn't know is even crazier, you know what I mean?
Job done.
Like, reach out to someone.
Yeah.
Lisa's like, why does he keep pressing?
I do.
You don't learn, man. Our audience Topher loves the board, man.
Yeah. I do feel like, I do have like several people that have reached out and said, are you going to come back?
Okay.
And
that's
that made me feel
right?
good.
That's a good feeling.
I was like, you miss me?
It makes you want to, it makes you want to continue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it gives you a little something to keep doing it.
So we're expecting lifestyle, still makeup, a new and improved you.
So I'll ask this, right? So I already know where he wants to go or what his plan. What's the first destination you want to take Addison space?
I don't know yet.
Put the clock on her.
I know where Chris wants to go. Chris wants to take her to Paris.
Every year.
Every year. Even if I don't go. He goes, if you don't want to go, that's fine. I'll just go with her. I was like, are you serious?
Big facts.
Hey, man. I mean,
Big facts.
Yo.
So, I do want to... I think Paris would be it.
Paris would be your first? Boom. Synergy. See?
And third. And fourth. Every year.
Only the few.
I think... But I do want to do like the Disney thing. My sister lives in Florida, so...
But you gotta wait, right? I mean, you gotta wait at least 5 years.
She remembers
at least,
that.
Yeah.
The Disney thing, yeah.
Because that's a lot of money, man. I was just talking to my wife about that, and I was like, man, I'm glad we don't have kids because we don't have to go to Disney World. And I think she told me that. She's like, babe, I'm glad we don't have kids so we don't have to go to Disney World. That shit looks crazy. I was like, it does. It looks like a lot. And I'm glad we don't have to sit through that.
I'm not even going to lie, last year. So my sister...
Let's go. Yeah, she's about to expose some real stuff right now.
It looks like a lot. Like,
go ahead.
I'm like, whoa.
Oh, gosh. Last year, during Christmas, out of all times, we went to Disney.
Oh,
but see, you're missing the point, and she's not saying it. You're talking about like the expenses in Disney. Hold on. Let's get a drum roll.
The whole over the topness of it all.
She has the #1 hookup for Disney.
I do.
I went to 4 parks in one day with a fast pass and didn't pay anything.
Oh, you got the player plug, man.
Not only that.
Yeah, like shout outs to Al and his mom, man.
Okay.
Shout outs to Mama Al,
All right, so I'll tell you this.
Mama Solano.
I was gonna say Mama Al.
we got some family friends out in Paris who kind of work at Disney Paris. So when y'all go to Paris,
yeah, that'd be a nice. I
wanted
Disney
to do that
in Paris?
Disney World in Paris.
Pre-child.
Every time I've gone out there,
Yeah. So last year Christmas, full on anxiety attack I felt inside that park.
I couldn't even imagine.
I felt like I couldn't breathe, and my mom was like, let's go get hot dogs, and I was like, I'm gonna barf right now. Like, there's too many people here. I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
During Christmas, that had to be ridiculous.
There were so many kids.
Yeah.
Like, and
coming
you guys
from a
didn't
new
have
mom,
it.
I was like, I'm
there.
never gonna do this.
I wasn't there. I usually stay here with the dog.
Yeah. It's a smart move, man.
Yeah.
It's a smart move.
And you see what I have in that corner right there.
That's a
yeah.
veteran
Well, a lot of people like question this.
What's that?
In our relationship. They want to know why I go away for Christmas and leave Chris behind. But it's been like this since we met.
Yeah.
You know, like it's every other year we spend
it's
it with
not
my
tradition.
sister.
It's a tradition that will be broken. Remember we talked about that a few weeks ago?
Right.
Yeah, it will be broken.
Because now we have someone else and I can't just pick up and leave.
No, my baby's with me every single Christmas. Yeah.
I'm not mad at it, but I mean, it's gone on for this long.
And there's no knock, right? Like, I think that's when we were talking about traditions a couple episodes ago. That was one of the things, like, you have to spend Christmas with your family, right? That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Or you're supposed to spend it with your significant other.
I do feel bad because, I'm pretty sure her sister wants to spend Christmases with her sister.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
life.
It's a day, right? So,
it sucks being away from your family, though. Like from like my sister, like
just in general.
And this is the thing. Like, if I can go over there, I probably won't. I don't know how. Yeah, a warm Christmas. It's
not bad. It's actually really fun to drink coffee out in the warm weather on Christmas morning. I don't know. You know what? I probably would weird.
Go. I would probably. You know what? If it's for the sake of her hanging out with her family and I could get the time off, I will go.
Shout out to my husband for that one.
I would prefer to be here because I like cold Christmas. I like snow. I like we talked about. Christmas.
But you never know, man. You might enjoy a palm tree Christmas, man. Don't knock it till you try it.
That's right. I love your attitude, Gabe.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Love it.
So,
love when he backs me up when he's here.
You never know.
I don't. You're supposed to be on my side.
I'm an impartial judge, man. I just speak. I speak the facts.
So is your handle staying the same? It's still going to be Candidly Elise?
At Candidly Elise on Instagram. I don't do Twitter.
Gotta get on Twitter, man. You gotta tweet like the kids do. That's what all the rave is about, Twitter.
Yeah. This guy that Comcast story, he reaches out to ComEd.
ComEd, man. ComEd.
Who reached out to ComEd?
People's Gas.
Who?
I did. I reached out to them on Twitter. They cut my gas off one day when they shouldn't have. It was a mistake. They didn't want to fix it. Like, I called the car. They didn't want to fix it. Sent them a tweet. No one's put on blast. You know what I'm saying? The world can see my tweet. Even though I only got 100 followers, but they responded and they sent someone out to turn my shit on that same day.
Shout outs to Twitter.
100 million deals on iPhone, man.
I don't know about People's Gas for wilding out at first, though.
Yeah, they shut that shit off last winter, man. The middle of winter.
Excuse me?
It was all.
I would have been tweeting too.
You tweeted that shit, got it done.
Tweeting.
Yeah.
So I don't have a Twitter, which I probably should. And then it's the same. Yeah. It's this. We'll set that up tonight.
There you go, expanding already.
Yeah. So when would your listeners and your viewers and your audience and your fans be expecting you back?
Beginning of January.
So the beginning of the year,
fresh year with
kick off 2020 with something new decade.
What do people say? Like, it's a new year, new me.
It's a new year,
there
new
you go.
Me. Yeah.
So beginning of the year.
I kind of hate when people do that.
Yeah, that's whack. Like,
it's so whack.
But all for people trying to change themselves.
Yeah. Shout out to those who want to change themselves.
New year though. It's a whole new decade.
Can I do a mixture of that? Hold on.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, change for the better, not the worse.
Right.
So
2019 was beautiful, but also kind of sad at the same time. I had a lot of people in my family that were not well.
Not doing well. 2019 was busy. It was great, but it was busy. Extremely busy.
You got married.
Yeah.
We had a baby.
Shout out to that.
Life changes, you know what I'm saying?
Life changes really fast.
Some major life changes.
But you know what? I have a good feeling about 2020.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's fun. I was looking forward to 2019. Like, these last couple of years have been like good energy just going forward. So.
Yeah, and then All-Star Weekend is in 2020 in Chicago, man.
I mean,
Yeah. So Candidly Elise is here for the audience that might have been missed that part?
Just tuning in.
Yeah.
Here.
Do you just tune into podcasts, right? Because once you press play, they start from the beginning. So I don't even know if that's
You
the thing
can't
you
really
say.
tune in.
If you're just tuning in, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, it's not live, right? It's not live. But some people miss it because there's times where I miss stuff on like podcasts. I just like, damn, I missed that. Like,
Right.
so I have to go back. You know, I don't know if maybe they'll press play,
It's podcast
and start
etiquette.
sweeping, and they'll be like, who was that? They'll say it later. We got Candid Elise in the building. Candidly Elise. I was trying to get her to change your name, but
that's like a slight tongue twister, right? Candidly Elise.
Yes.
Because the end of it all sounds the same.
Is
yeah.
it too much?
No,
Should we change the
that's very
name?
No. I mean, if you Google it and it's just your face that pops up, you got to keep it.
Yeah, that's very true. Right. You got
That's what happened.
You got
right?
the market corner.
When we looked it up.
Yeah.
We locked it. We locked it in.
Got the market corner. You're done.
Yeah.
Now you got to get a Twitter because if you don't have a Twitter, you can't have the market corner though.
No.
Because now if I start a Twitter,
another one?
I'll start a Twitter right now while we're talking. I'll sell it to you real cheap. Show you the handle real cheap.
Yeah,
I
and that's how they
promise.
do it. You know, we have a GoDaddy account to where we buy like our domains and stuff. And when I was looking up domains, there's some people that own domains and they sell it for way more. And I'm like,
I thought about
how much for that domain?
Yeah.
That is so wild.
That's a hustle.
It is wild, man.
It's just
hustle.
like, yeah.
Then you have to be innovative to either think of an idea that someone's most likely going to want or scour to see who doesn't have a domain yet. Like, I'm taking your name from
I wonder
you.
if GoDaddy, the company, is doing it, or is there people that actually own those and are selling it?
Those are people.
Yeah? Fuck, man. They got it.
It's just like when people buy things that are like popular and then it pisses me off when they get on like eBay and they're like, it's $500 now. And they bought it for like $20.
That's part of the hustle. It doesn't upset me. Because it's their right to do that.
Yeah.
Right? So no one has to buy it from you for $500.
True.
No.
You'll lower your price if no one does it. But if you find an idiot to buy it for that much, shit, I should have done that.
Yeah.
True.
Like,
yeah, it works. If it works, it works.
You can't knock the hustle.
The opposite party has the option to say, I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah. It's funny. I was looking for this record, and everywhere I looked, they wanted like $100 for it. I'm like, fuck out of here, man. I'm not paying like culture prices for this record.
Yeah.
But then I found it for like $15. I'm like, oh, cool. That like I'll overpay. You probably paid $5 for it. You charge me $15, cool. Trying to charge me $100, I ain't going.
Where did you find it on Amazon? Because I'm going to tell you one thing about maternity leave.
Or should I say
Amazon is going to be the death of my bank account.
Oh man, Amazon! It gets packages here so fast.
Yeah, see,
and it's so easy to like purchase things.
My thing with Amazon is, well, I think a package in general, it just feels like there's really a Santa Claus. Doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like there's a Santa, like a real life Santa? Like when you get a package, that feeling
of getting your package is like
insane. It's like nothing ever. They're like
you don't know. It varies depending on what you order and what you're waiting for.
Yeah,
was it UPS or FedEx?
Yeah, especially when they just
USPS.
leave it there.
The best feeling is when you order like 2, 3, 4 things at once, and you go to a package like, I don't even know what this is. I ordered 4 things. I don't know what this one is. It's a surprise to me too.
Yeah. Shout out to Amazon, man. Shout out to Amazon.
That Prime life. If you don't have Prime,
man.
like, why are you? What are you doing?
Yeah. Them packages feel like Christmas, man. That's dope.
That's Amazon dope. Hustle, man.
Yeah. Amazon.
They should pay
man.
taxes, but I fuck with Amazon.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and you know what? Not that I think about that, we should run with that whole idea. Like, Santa doesn't ride a sleigh. He rides in that Amazon truck. We just missed him.
Santa's wearing that yellow
she's
shirt.
not for it. You see her face? She's like, I'm not.
That. I'm kind of pissed off that my kid's going to grow up and someone's going to fuck it up for them to, like, excuse my French, but, like, someone's going to mess it up for them to, like, tell them in Christmas. School. Tell them at school, like, there's no Santa. Like, what? Yes, there is. I think Chris believed in Santa till he was like 14.
Yeah.
I don't know when I stopped believing in Santa, but it was pretty early.
Did someone ruin it for you? Do you remember
I think I'm pretty sure I ruined it for myself.
You did?
No, I
remember I snuck in, like, trying to see
on the
presents.
internet?
I'm like, they're rapping on these presents. And I don't remember. I'm sure we had presents from Santa. I remember seeing like my brother dressed up as Santa one year. It just got ruined early, and then it didn't make sense. Like that shit never made sense to me. Like this dude just comes in. We don't even leave milk and cookies out, so how am I getting presents? Like Santa never made sense.
Yeah,
to me,
you could definitely change the rules, because I think the feeling of not finding out at that age was, my mom was driving. And it was the summertime, and it was in a car full of people, her friends and her kids and everything. I'm in the back, and she's like, Chris, no, he doesn't believe in Santa anymore. He's too old for that. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I'm too old for that. And I looked out as she was driving, and my eyes just glossed up. I'm like, this fucking lady ain't no fucking Santa. And sometimes I thought this shit was real. So I'm thinking of maybe changing the rules up so that way when it does.
It's what you believe. My sister likes to say that. She's a teacher, so she's like, it's what you believe. Do you believe?
I get that, right? But if what you believe is like knowingly for a fact fake, then that's one thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll tell you what Chris has a really good time with. Well, now we're going to have to clean it up a little bit.
We talked about it.
We talked about this.
We talked about the last pod, the Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
So
we talked about
I think it'll be good to do it, but to the, an extent.
Just got to switch up how you do it. You know?
Yeah, because I don't want, at the same time, I don't want her to fuck it up for kids either.
But then going forward with all right, new parents, going forward all that shit, like the Easter Bunny, like, are you gonna believe in all that, or have raise her to believe in all that until she grows out of it?
No, I don't think.
Or are there certain ones like, all right, Santa we want, Easter Bunny we don't worry about that.
I don't want to do the Easter Bunny, even though I thought that shit was real too. Yeah.
You were just living in
do
the
you
fantasy
feel betrayed
world,
now? Like,
I even thought, what I thought was real? Wait,
right?
hold on.
Does he feel betrayal? Like someone...
You know what I thought was real? And this is the one I can remember the most.
Or played, I should say, not betrayed.
No. Hold on. Hold on. I need a drum roll for this shit.
What did you think?
The tooth fucking fairy. I thought that when I'm like, I missed this motherfucker again. I thought that shit was real.
That was one of the most real ones for me too.
Because you know
what I'm saying. It's like,
when did you replace that tooth?
I could easily look up like, I don't have a chimney and Santa doesn't have a key to my door, right? So he's not getting in the crib. But like, I was on this pillow all night, and now there's money here. I didn't leave my bed all night.
That's what I'm saying. Wasn't that shit? So you believed in the tooth fairy?
So the tooth fairy got me. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. But you know what I really want to know is what sick fuck came up with that idea? A tooth fairy.
Some sick fuck was out here collecting teeth.
Like, you know what?
Crazy. That's some creepy shit.
Creepy as shit.
Yeah, you know how I would like to do it.
That one.
You know how I want to set it up, make her believe in these things, but to a point to where I'm like, oh yeah, Daddy's a tooth fairy, Santa done, and she's like, what? Be like, you never asked. That'll be like the end point. Like, you never asked. And then that way, psychologically, she'd be like, oh, he's right. I never did ask.
Are you ever going to dress up as Santa? Or are you going to dress up as Santa?
No.
No?
No, I can't do that. That should look funny on me, man. I can't dress up as Santa.
He's so thin.
Yo, y'all seen this Santa, man?
Homeless Santa.
Are those Ugg boots you got on, man?
Are those Ugg boots Santa got on?
No, right? No. All right, so wrapping this up.
Sure.
Final words. Candidly Elise.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Round of applause.
I just want to say that, like, good things are coming in 2020. Not to be cliche with the new year, new me. But
it's a new year, new you.
But it's a new year and a new me, and I'm a new mom.
But it is very much a new you. Like, it's not cliche for you to say that, because it is a new you right now.
It is. It's a wild ride. Being a parent is wild. I was that girl that was like, I'm never going to breastfeed. That is, ugh. Why are people so into that? And now I'm like, I need a pump.
Yeah.
And it's
Things
like
change, right?
your mind changes as soon as that little human is laid on your chest, and you're like, oh my gosh, I created this.
Living a different life now.
Yeah.
But I think that...
Go ahead.
I think that, 2020 is going to be cool. I want to document a lot of it. And if people aren't interested, they're not interested. But you know what? It's going to be a good way to reflect back and see her growth and see the things that we've done as a family together and travel and see the different stages in my life as well and what I was into.
Yeah. Yeah. So And as for me,
100%.
my final words about this whole thing is that
more work.
I am her husband, and I want to know. I want to let her listeners know that this shit ain't easy.
It's not.
The editing and all of that is not easy.
But why do people make it look easy? That's what I ask you all the time.
The final product always looks easy.
It always looks just done and put together.
Yeah,
Like they're like, I'm gonna film this and
Yeah.
I'm gonna record this and edit it all in one day.
Yeah,
and Chris is like, that's not possible. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, it is. They say it is.
They say it is.
Yeah, they say, right?
Who is they, right?
Yeah, they say.
Santa Claus.
Hey, that's who's saying it right there, man. All right, man. Shout outs to Candidly Elise, man. Thanks for coming out.
What are you saying? My name? You're
Candidly Elise. That's who you are. You are a guest. Candidly Elise, my wife.
IG handle. You got a Facebook page?
I do have a Facebook page. It is Candidly Elise. YouTube is Candidly Elise.
All right, perfect. There we go.
And Instagram is where I'm the most.
Yeah, no problem.
And then Twitter, maybe, right?
Twitter.
Sell her this Twitter handle.
Soon.
I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Episode 32.